What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's football preview video. For this one, we will be covering the final of the Supercopa De Espana, which kicks off this Sunday on the 12th of January. And what a fixture it is. So please join me as I talk just a little bit about Real Madrid versus Barcelona, also known as El Clasico. We start off today's video with the defending champions being Real Madrid. The last 5 fixtures for Los Blancos have ended in 4 wins and 1 draw, with their last match being a 3-0 defeat of Mallorca in the semi-final earlier this week. In these last 5 fixtures, Real Madrid have scored 17 goals and conceded 6 goals. The first player I'd like to talk about for Real Madrid is going to be one of those players who will be surrounded by goal-mouth action. Brazilian left-winger Vinicius Jr. In 23 appearances, he has 13 goals and 9 assists, meaning that's pretty much a goal contribution every game. Vinicius Jr. for me is quick, he's incisive, he's direct, and he's a player who is always hungry for goals. Next up, I want to talk about French central midfielder Eduardo Camavinga. In 14 appearances, it is just 1 goal and 2 assists for him, but I think Camavinga brings a bit of a box-to-box element to Real Madrid's midfield. He's got tons of stamina, he's very physical, and he's very fast. Camavinga is the kind of player you turn to when you need to win the ball back in your midfield very, very quickly. And finally, sticking with the midfield, I'd like to talk about Uruguayan central midfielder Federico Valverde. In 28 appearances, he has 7 goals and 3 assists, but I think what sets him apart from everybody else at Los Blancos is his intelligence. Valverde can play in a variety of positions, whether it's in your midfield, out wide on your wings, or in the heart of the attack as a support striker. And he's able to bring creativity to all of those positions. He's also a very quick player, but it's just how fast he's able to think that makes him so special for me. Tactically, I think Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti will be sticking with the usual game plan. Counter-attack everywhere, whether it's centrally, out wide, doesn't matter. As soon as you win the ball, you look to move it forward. And to that end, I think Real Madrid will stick with their 4-2-3-1 formation. Defensively, Real Madrid will be without Eder Militao and Dani Carvajal, so I do think they lose a bit of experience at the back, but they do have very talented replacements. Offensively, Real Madrid look to hit you hard and fast. The defenders don't necessarily push up to support the attack, but when it comes to actual midfielders and attackers, they're all over the pitch all the time. Real Madrid have so many players who can score goals, and they can score such a variety of goals as well. That front line, whether it's a trio of Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, and then Rodrigo on the right, or if it's Mbappe alone up front as a number 9 with Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, and then Rodrigo behind him, it doesn't matter. All of them are going to be looking to get goals, get assists, just make Barcelona's defensive life very, very miserable. Okay, on to the opposition. For Barcelona, the last 5 fixtures have ended in 3 wins and 2 losses. The Blaugrana's last match was a 2-0 defeat of Athletic Bilbao in the Supercopa semi-final. In these last 5 fixtures, Barcelona have scored 10 goals and conceded 4 goals. The first player that I'd like to talk about for Barcelona is going to be a player that I think will be tasked with shutting out the opposition. Polish goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny has made 2 appearances for the Blaugrana and he's kept 2 clean sheets, so he's yet to concede, and I think he's proven that age is just a number. He still has great reach, great reflexes, and I think Szczesny brings tons of experience into this Barcelona team. Next up, I want to talk about Spanish central midfielder Pedri. In 27 appearances, he has 4 goals and 3 assists, but for me, it's Pedri's creative ability that I think sets him apart from everybody else. He can dribble, he can pass, he can score. Pedri is that kind of player who can slot in anywhere in the attacking third. And finally, I want to talk about Polish centre forward Robert Lewandowski. In 26 appearances, he has 25 goals and 2 assists. And for me, Lewandowski is just a pure centre forward. He's a player who can finish from anywhere in the box. He can operate as a target man, just using his strength and physicality to hold the ball up. But for me, Lewandowski just wants to get goals in this team, and that's exactly what the rest of the team wants from him as well. I think Barcelona coach Hansi Flick will prioritize his team sticking to their guns and playing their standard possession style of football. Barcelona do have players who can play on the counter attack if it's necessary, but it's all about monopolizing the ball here and frustrating the opposition. In order to achieve that, we see Barcelona lining up in a 4-3-3 formation. This allows the wingers to just stretch the play out wide, while those triangles in midfield allow them to just keep hold of the ball. Defensively, this team is still missing goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen, but now with Szczesny, at least they have a reliable replacement. I think centre-back Inigo Martinez does provide a bit of a cool head in the heart of the defense for this team as well, while we will see attacking wingbacks like Alejandro Balde just bombing up on the wings to support the attack. In terms of attacking mindsets, for Barcelona, it's all about being patient. You have to keep the ball and then use it to just break the opposition defense. The idea is to ensure that the ball is constantly moving and constantly being cycled through by midfielders like Pedri and Gavi to very quick wingers like Rafinha on one end and Lamine Yamal on the other. Those wingers are then tasked with bringing the ball centrally either through a cross or with a mazy run, and then either passing it to somebody arriving late in the box to score or taking the shots themselves. Okay, on to the head-to-head and the S3M2 verdict. Now, the last 5 editions of El Clasico have ended in 4 wins for Real Madrid and then just 1 win for Barcelona. So it does look very gloomy for the Blaugrana going into this one. In terms of goal output, in those last 5 fixtures, Real Madrid have scored 13 goals, while Barcelona hit the back of the net 8 times. So in terms of goal output as well, Real Madrid look much better. For me, Real Madrid have actually started to look very good up front lately. We're finally seeing players like Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. gelling with one another, and it doesn't look like Carlo Ancelotti has to field one or the other. It does look like now he can put all of these superstars out on a pitch and expect them to get results. The defenders returning from injury for Real Madrid have also made such a big difference for this team. They're looking less fragile at the back, but they're also looking more confident going forward. For Barcelona, they are starting to stutter once again, both on the pitch and off it. On the pitch, some players turn up in some games and then in other games they're just completely missing. And off the pitch, there's more drama regarding Dani Olmo's registration. And I think all that does is it highlights just how poor Barcelona have been at overall administration in the last few years. Lamine Yamal's return does bring a lot of positive news to this team. They now have that creative force out wide who's not just willing to pass the ball, but also is willing to take on players in 1v1 situations. I think I will be very interested, however, to see how Barcelona choose to attack. Do they still choose to push the wingbacks forward and then expose themselves out wide? And I think that would not be wise, because then you're just exposing yourself to players like Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. and just taunting them and tempting them into coming up front and just hitting you on the counter attack. Barcelona did use the offside trap to great effect in the last edition of El Clasico, and that's why they ended up beating Real Madrid in that match with a scoreline of 4-0. I think, however, it is also worth noting that the last Spanish Super Cup final was also an El Clasico, and it was played last year more or less around the same time as this year. And if they stick to that game plan, I think they'll get the same result here. My score prediction for this one is going to be Real Madrid 3, Barcelona 1. I think once Real Madrid hit 1 goal past Wojciech Szczesny, it will open the floodgates. Barcelona have proven to be very weak mentally, and if you do put 1 goal past them, the next goal is just a matter of time. I think also knowing that the last 5 editions of El Clasico have ensured that we're treated to at least 3 goals means we should see goals in this one as well. I just think that all of those goals will be more in Real Madrid's favor as opposed to being in Barcelona's favor.
Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Um, Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Um, Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.